Hi, this particular video is all about what is meant by a constant, what is meant by a variable. Okay, and how we can use them in the MATLAB. One important thing I want to tell is, in the last video I told command window, current directory window, workspace window and command history window look like the way we see it here, right? But it need not be the same with different versions of MATLAB. If you see here, I am using MATLAB R208A version. Okay, if you take a look at different versions of MATLAB, the way the windows will be quite different. Okay, this is not the only way it needs to look like. And even here, if you see, I have an option called layout here. I can adjust the layout using this particular option. If I click here, see, if I select the option default, it is already in the default option. If I use the next one, 2 column, this arrangement could be changed. And if I use the next option, it can be entirely different. Okay, so the way I explained it in the last video is not the only way it can look like if you use different versions of MATLAB. That's what I need to tell. Okay, that must be fine. And you see, when I use the default option, now that command history window is not seen here. So how can I bring it back? Here, if you see command history, the option is popped up. I am changing it to docked so that it is docked here now. All right. Yeah. As I said, we will be seeing what is meant by a variable and what is meant by a constant. Now we will shortly know what is meant by a variable and what is meant by a constant here. This is what the particular slide what we are seeing is about. So a variable is used to store a particular value which we compute using a particular expression to use it later. Okay, and then name of the variable is equal to the mathematical expression is the way a variable is used in your MATLAB. Okay, I will just tell how this is to be used in the real time, and then they need not be declared in advance as we do in other coding languages like C or C++ for instance. Okay, then finally, what is meant by a constant? A constant is something whose value can't be altered when we wish later. All right, for example, pi, the value of pi is a constant, right? That's already there in MATLAB, and MATLAB has certain built-in constants already. I now will explain certain constants that are already there in MATLAB. So let's say I'm using the variable a here. Okay, if you use some other language like C, C++, we need to first define the type of variable. That is basically done like int a, which is meant for integer, char, C, something like that we'll be using in case of C, C++ language. But as far as MATLAB is concerned, it is not essential that we need to specify what kind of variable it is. So all that we need to do is we need to write the variable which and then equate it to the expression. Okay, that's what we are doing here. So the expression I am using here is 3 divided by just 4. This is the expression I am giving. If I don't use a semicolon, it should display the answer. Okay, so you can see it here as 0.75. And we are not supposed to use it in the other way. Okay, what do I mean by this is, I should not write 6 is equal to some other variable b. It is showing incorrect use of operator. So the way we need to use an expression to use a variable is variable is equal to particular expression. Okay, that's what the variable is all about. It's just that we want to store that particular value to be used later for another expression. Okay, so see here, as we have already told, the variable is stored here in this workspace with its value as a equal to 0.75. all right, and one more thing is MATLAB has a default variable. Okay, what is that? If you just type 5 into 6, see what is it showing? Ans equal to 30. So that's what the default variable in MATLAB is. If you don't use your personal variable, it usually assigns whatever value you calculate to its default variable called ans. Fine? Yeah. And then this is what variable is all about. And later we will see how we can name these variables. There are some restrictions that are imposed on naming the variables. Okay, that we will see later. And then if you want to know about constants, there are certain values which can't be changed. Okay, let's say for example in MATLAB a constant value of pi is already there. So you can type pi, and if you give enter, see the value is showing us 3.1416. And another way of getting the same value is pi open closed. If you use this bracket, these two are the ways in which this constant pi can be used in MATLAB. Okay, there are other constants also. Basically, what do I mean by constant is a particular value which doesn't change at all. Okay, and another constant I can say is I. If I give I, yeah, see 0 plus, it is giving in the form of complex number a plus ib. Okay, and then some other constant what I can say is, if you just type 1 by 0, it should give infinity, right? So you see here I am typing 1 by 0. If I give enter, inf is a particular constant which is used by MATLAB. And next thing we want to know about is, if there are some spaces which are used in your expression, just to have more clarity, it doesn't affect your final result. What do I mean by that is, see, previously I just typed a equal to 7, right? I can do the same thing by using some extra spaces which will, make your expression more clear as far as vision is concerned. Okay, so what do I mean by that is, I am deliberately giving a space here, equal to, I am entering another space here, and then I am giving 9. Okay, see here, now the value of a is changed. Previously it was assigned as 7. Now I intentionally used some spaces in between this a and 9. See, here I have a space and here I have a space. Still the value of a is taken as 9. So what do I mean by this is, if you use spaces for more visibility, for better understanding of your expressions, it never, okay, influences the final result of your expression. Alright, yeah. Then finally, one more thing I want to tell is, if you want to use a particular expression from your command history, previously I told you go here and double click on a particular thing, okay, particular expression. There is another way of doing the same thing. What you can do is, you can use your up arrow in your keyboard. Okay, I am now pressing my up arrow. See, the last statement which I used is coming here. Okay, that is getting displayed. Let's say I have several command in my command history. Let's say I am having several expressions entered. Okay, let's say I am now again using for instance b is equal to 8 factorial. Okay, this is not the right way, so it is showing factorial of 8. Alright, that was an intentional one. So b is showing us 40302, whatever be it, that's fine. Now if I want to bring back my a value which I previously entered, if I want to manipulate that value to do something more about a new expression, just I need to first, instead of using my up arrow, because if I use my up arrow, see what is coming, last statement which I have entered is coming back. So instead of that, what you need to do is a and then type your up arrow. Okay, see, now it is giving your expression which was previously entered, which is relevant to the variable a. Okay, now I can use colon here, and let's say I want to multiply this particular a value with some other value. Okay, so a is equal to, sorry, c is equal to a into, let's say 8. So the final value of c is stored here as the workspace as c equal to 72. And let's say I want to erase a particular variable's value from the workspace history. What I can do is, last time I told you can use the commands such as clear and clc, right? So here what you can do is, you can type clear, and let's say I want to eliminate the value of the variable a from the workspace history. So I am typing a here. If I enter, see here, workspace, in this workspace a is no more there. So this is how you can eliminate a particular variable which is saved previously in the workspace history. Alright, this must be fine. Quick summary of what we have discussed so far. The first one is different versions of MATLAB have differently looking windows. Okay, that's what I previously showed. My last video I have just showed what are the different kinds of windows look like, but it's not the only way it needs to look like. Okay, so you need to play around with the different options that are available with different versions of MATLAB. Second one is, if you want to use a particular variable, name the variable and equate it to a particular mathematical expression that you would like to have. And the third one is, spaces do not influence your results. Okay, and then finally, if you want to use a command which was previously used, All that you need to do is use your up arrow in your keyboard. All right. Thank you.